Fees, on the other hand, that's just the gross amount that every student pays, no matter who the student is, they pay, and most of the money is there. So I hope you've agreed with me, all the money is everybody's money. Everybody's in it together to try to do as much as we can to produce as much as we can. The drop in the enrollment is very concerning, extremely concerning, and it's something that we have been talking about for about a year, and trying to figure out what's wrong, how we can fix it, what we can do about it. There are a lot of reasons for it. Some of you may have your own views of the matter. One of the unfortunate things was that for a while we were giving graduate students their tuition, just giving it to them. We called it funding your future. That's a beautiful phrase, but it's completely unsustainable. We're handing it to them. This is not a scholarship process. It had nothing to do with what their GPA was or how well they were doing. We just did it, and that had to stop. I mean, we just don't have the money to do it. You eat up all the reserves quickly, and there's no way forward. That's part of the drop. Part of the drop is graduate students, in particularly computer science. These are students who we are told listened to what they hear on the news and discovered that, well, guess what? New Zealand, Australia, Canada, and England are places where they'll speak English too, and those people are not shoving back against immigrants. So they don't have to come to the United States. Lots of universities like ours experience this same drop in international students. So that was the reason why the merit pool went away. It just was gone. I don't think it occurred to anybody that we would drop, certainly not that much. Separate from that, and unrelated to that, the issue of administrative salaries and administrative equity adjustments. The total amount spent on that, well, let me back up a little. Faculty salaries are different from staff and administration in that they tend to be fixed at the beginning of the term, whatever year, whatever it is, and it's done by the dean and it's done by the department heads. And it never comes to me. I don't have a role in faculty salaries. If suddenly the salary is going to go way up, it goes up more than 10% over where it is, I'm supposed to sign something agreeing to that. But it seldom ever comes to me because I almost never get asked. In staff and administration salaries, these things change all the time, and there are several a week, and I have never not signed one. That happens because your jobs don't change within the course of a semester, but somebody whose job is enrollment management could suddenly be told, you know what, we really need you over in student affairs, and it's actually a bigger job. We need you to become the coordinator or something where you were just office manager, or vice versa. And suddenly the job changes, and this happens all the time. Last year, the total number of equity adjustments and job changes was $220,000. That's everybody in the university. That's how much money was spent doing that. And as I say, there was somebody just about every week. In just administrative salary, just the VPs in that level, there was $86,000 spent total, adding to those salaries. Now, that process is different from the merit pool in that it's tagged across the A&M system. Universities increasingly have been forced to operate like a business. We're not just a warm, loving, embracing place where good intentions at the business level are enough. There are very strong expectations for business outcomes and very strong expectations for handling of the money in a business way. So the responsibility put on administrators is much greater than it used to be. And it's a 12-month job. That means you have to be here every single day at 8 a.m. You have to work till 5 p.m. and you do it 52 weeks a year. You have no flexibility. You have no opportunity to gauge your time. Now contrast that with a faculty member. If your final exam is, say, December the 5th or 6th, and that's probably about right, or if you don't give an exam, so your final day is November the 28th, You don't have another thing you have to show up for until the day after MLK Day.
We have to let you continue on with that.
You are free. I'm not to do. No, you're free to do your research. That's the point. That's the reason. Of course it is. That's the reason.
And we don't get paid for it.
Yeah. Well, but you can arrange your time as you wish.
They can't do. Administrators can't do. I just don't believe in cash doctor.
It may
They
not
have to do. We can come around and look. To me, that's a misnomer about that.
Continue research and continue service.
Of course, but you do it on your time.
And that's a misnomer.
You do it on university.
We do it on our time.
But you can do it anywhere you want to do it.
And
you can decide when, you can decide, of course it doesn't, but you decide when you want to do it and where you want to do it.
You forgot.
No.
You've been there, but you forgot.
No, I haven't, Julia. You can, an administrator has no discretion about these matters.
It never stops.
Of course it doesn't. I know that. But, well, it's a different kind of thing.
Our tenure is tied to it.
Yes.
We have no choice.
Of course you do. Of course you do. But you can decide where.
Yeah, I can choose to not go for tenure.
No, but you can
I
decide
can
where.
choose to not
You can
publish.
decide where you want to do it.
Your job.
Yes. And you can decide the hours you put into it, and you can decide what projects you take on. Administrators have no choice about these matters. You don't decide what projects you take on. You don't decide what you're going to do next week. You don't decide where you're going to be to do it. You don't decide the hours you put in.
Let me give you an example just from last Saturday. Main event. If we, there was our department got chewed out because, and got fired from the administration because the only two people who were ready to do CJ had prior arrangements. In advance of that was not something that one had choice in, and because somebody exercised that choice, the department is now in, quote, hot water.
Well,
So that was not something that we had a choice to have.
well, okay. Yeah, you did. The difficulty with that is if on those days, like main event, people don't show up and help, that enrollment number is going to stay down.
But that's
It's crucial. My point is very simple. Let me start over. An administrator does not choose the hours, the place, the time, or even the subject of what you do. Faculty members have a glorious opportunity to plan what is your research going to be in, what direction is it going to take, how are you going to arrange your courses. The reason I'm so excited to go back to faculty is I remember how wonderful that was. That's where I started. That is a tremendously creative and free way to use your head and your talent. An administrator doesn't have that option. You have to do what the state of Texas is demanding, what the A&M system is demanding, what the moment is demanding, the nation, whatever it is, and you can't. There's no let up from it, and you can't do it from home. You can't do it from any kind of comfort, and you have no choice about hours. Now that's a narrow and restricted job. Plenty of you know in this university people who've been administrators, and I've never met one yet that stopped being. They didn't say, I am so relieved that I'm back to my faculty job. People do that all the time. Many administrators say, I have no intention of doing this the rest of my life. I have said that for 17 years. I don't want to die the president. It's a very hard job. I want to die in the creative role that I had as a faculty member, choosing what I was going to read with my students, choosing the speed I was going to read it at, choosing what I was going to hold them responsible for knowing, collaborating with the department head about what I was going to teach, and then deciding what I was going to do research on and what I wanted to publish. That's exciting. That's empowering. That's not what administrators do.
I don't know the average.
Okay, that's the question. It's across the A&M system. Faculty salaries are normed across the nation, and there are categories: assistant, associate, full professor, universities that give a doctorate, universities that don't. And you all probably know HR has all these charts, and they're very complicated. And it's within this and that. And then the A&M system publishes the numbers. How does commerce fit with the other A&M universities in terms of assistant professor, associate professor, full professor.
And administrators.
And administrators the same thing, and except administrators are only normally within the A&M system. So the question is not is our provost paid too much, or is our dean paid too much? What is the dean at Tarleton paid? What is the dean at West Texas paid? What is the dean in Corpus paid? The chancellor pays all the presidents exactly the same, and it's a lower number than the UT system. The UT system charges more and pays more. I think probably as a group you probably discover they pay faculty a little more than you do. Administrators each year, since I've been a president, you ask, where are we with our administrative salaries? Where are we within the A&M system? And you do a study and you look at it. Are we high? Are we low? Where are we? And this fall, I asked Alicia in September, do a study of where we are. Tell me where we are with our salaries. We were substantially below a lot of other institutions in a number of salaries, and I made the decision to give one-time equity adjustments to a number of administrators who were in that condition.
But with all due respect, sir, in 2017, several of these individuals received equity raises as well.
Well, you do that each time, Chad, in order to try to stay even with the A&M system.
But you just said they were one-time.
Yeah. So each year, each year you do it. I mean, you look at it each year and try to keep it abreast of the system. The point is that, and I think you all know this. When I came in the door, this university was in a very fragile shape. Now, I don't want to say that, I want to say that publicly. It's strong, it's okay, but there were a lot of administrative disasters. I changed 3 vice presidents within the first few months. That wasn't because I was lonesome for something to do or bored or had an issue with anybody, because I didn't know anybody. Things were in a mess, and we had to get in these crucial positions people that could be relied upon to make hard decisions and handle the business of the university correctly. And in order to ensure that, the salaries had to be commensurate with the other salaries in the A&M system. So that's what happened, to level that out and even that out. And now I think we do have a very stable and a very strong group. But that just happened. In fact, the last piece of that's going to fall the 9th of April when we finally get a dean of students, which we haven't had for months. It's to try to, I don't know if you all are aware, but administrative structures all over the university fell apart and had to be put back. And they are now, but part of putting it back was looking, okay, what is fair remuneration for these people relative to what everybody else in the A&M system gets?
My question actually was going to, we were talking about the benefits of being faculty and the freedoms that we have. I don't know, I spend hours and hours and hours through the summer preparing for the class.
Of course you do.
But, I understand that I don't have to be on campus to do that, I can do it at home. But you're talking about the benefits that faculty have in that freedom. Do administrators generally get paid more for that time that they spend?
Well, anytime you're on a 12-month salary, you get paid more.
Okay.
Most faculty are paid 9 months.
And we work 12 months.
Yeah. If you want to know what it would be in a 12-month salary, divide your salary by 9 and multiply by 12. You and I can debate whether what you just said is true. You work.
That was
Yeah.
So my question goes to, do administrators get paid more basically than faculty do? Because you're talking about the faculty, the freedoms that we have, and there's a reason I'm an English professor and not business or not science, because
You chose it.
I chose it.
Yeah, of course.
Yes,
Me
I
too.
did.
We all did.
Sometimes I regret not having a PhD in business or science or something like that, but that was my choice. So what I'm asking about is, are we comparing the same?
No, we're not. You'd have to take, we would have